Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Oji.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. How are you this morning?
Good morning.
Yeah, social media is awash with reactions about the story from yesterday. The man who was congratulating someone on the device. What was the
saying
update?
that was at a local government
At an event, yes. Mm-hmm.
Not at the
funeral, yes.
And the man should just have focused on the event, the local government
What
event,
has that got to
instead of bringing in the burial of the president's.
Congratulations.
You still said what he said.
No, it's the congratulations that Dr. Abati is saying.
The person who wrote to me confirmed that the guy was just overzealous. So overzealous that he would not know the difference between congratulate and commiserate.
But Rufai has done a
English
good
is a
job.
second language.
Okay, but that's what you were trying to explain.
And to be honest, the excitement with which he made that statement belies the fact that he was trying to say commiserate.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, I would like to congratulate.
But he also congratulated himself as well.
Exactly.
He may not know the difference between congratulate and commiserate.
Do you know, since English is our second language, can't he just speak his language?
What's our first language?
Just speak your language.
First language. Government officials are used to
congratulate.
So maybe he's not heard commiserate.
Yeah. Or in Yoruba, it's Ekpele. In my language, it's Ndo. Well, good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Rufi on fire. The big story was grid collapse. I know you guys discussed it. A makeup artist told me that she was in darkness for 8 hours. I mean, what really is going on here? Something's got to give, really. Something's got to give. Well, all right. Good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending. The leader of the United Kingdom Conservative Party, Kemi Badenoch, has responded to Vice President Kashim Shettima after he criticized her for denigrating Nigeria. While reacting to Shettima, the spokesperson for Badenoch said the politician stood by her statement and that she is not interested in laundering the image of Nigeria before she was elected leader of the Conservative Party. Badenoch described Nigeria as a socialist nation, brimming with thieving politicians and insecurity. She also said she grew up in a place where fear was everywhere.
I was born here, but I grew up in a place where fear was everywhere. You cannot understand it unless you've lived it. Triple checking that all the doors and windows are locked, waking up in the night at every sound, listening as you hear your neighbors scream as they are being burgled and beaten, and wondering if your home will be next.
All right. I mean, I don't. You were just saying you don't remember this happening in Nigeria. She left when she was 16. I mean, there was a time where there was armed robbery. Armed robbery was rife, and Nini, and all of that. But I think that there's an issue when people in power, be it Kemi Badenoch or Davido, come out to denigrate Nigeria. Then it becomes a huge conversation. People like you, me, and you, Ayo, we can say, you government people, you're not doing well. You're not doing well. You're not doing well. But when it comes from people like Kemi Badenoch, then it's an issue. But her response has sparked reactions on social media. I'll take one reaction. This person wrote, "The truth often hits the wrong side here. Speaking truth is always labeled as denigrating the country. It's impossible to repackage what inherently cannot be packaged. Shettima and friends should fix up." Rufi.
See, this is what we are saying. We're talking about an Okoto. We're not saying, I talk about the problems of Nigeria every day. All right, I'm not saying we have a perfect system. The UK too is not perfect. In Oxford Street in England, I can't take my phone and be making a call. I'll be walking on the streets. You know who they call? The moped drivers, the moped riders. They'll come, they'll snatch your phone and yank it away. I've seen people brutally beaten on the streets in England. I've seen all sorts of assaults. Even when I'm in the UK too, there are some areas I can't go in the UK that I'm scared of because of knife crimes. Do you have that? Yes.
There's knife crime in the UK.
Yes,
absolutely.
But also, they are great. And for Kemi, that lives a sheltered life. If what they said about her was to go by, stayed in the University of Lagos, went to ISL, it was a pretty much sheltered life. So what is she fussing about? But this is the same Nigeria. Ayo, please let me read that thing again. This is the same Kemi. Let me show you what she said about Nigeria in 2010. Read it.
You turn this into a Friday service.
Read it again.
Where the man... Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Although it's tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Let's have a mosque session.
Okay. When she was campaigning to represent Dulwich, which has a good representation of Nigerians in Dulwich, and where she was leveraging her Nigerian heritage. And this is what she had to say. She said that, I'll skip a few things. She said, like you, I am sick and tired of reading that Nigerians are fraudsters, terrorists, bombing airplanes or slaughtering each other in places like Jos. Then she says, my promise to you is this. And she makes 3 promises. If I get elected as a legislator, I will use whatever influence I have to speak out against those who are cheating and robbing Nigeria and who seek refuge for themselves or their money in the UK. Speak out against the UK backing any individuals harming Nigeria too. 3, fully support and help to publicize genuine grassroots initiatives such as Light Up Nigeria, where the next generation of Nigerians is trying to change things for the better. This is a chance to have someone with real influence over British-Nigerian relations.
Okay,
it will not be about
let the pastor imam take over from there.
Wait, let me moderate. Hold on. Okay. Yes, she said those things, right? We're still waiting. I mean, let's see that those 3 steps. Wait, hold on. Those 3 things that you read out, how she wants to highlight Nigeria and all of that. Great. But she did say that she's tired of hearing the bad things about Nigeria. That's what I've read. So we're waiting. Let's see if she will change, because these things that she said, it was before she became conservative leader, right?
She was
right.
No,
is that right?
This was before.
This video I just played was way before she became a conservative leader, right?
After she became, she also said some things that were not correct. In fact, there are shocking things. Sorry, Ufai. There are shocking things. The New Telegraph has a piece on her.
Backing anybody.
Well, the New Telegraph has a piece on her where she actually says that she recalls the days where she was cutting grass, that we don't have lawn mowers, that when she was cutting grass and she can still feel the blisters on her hands. So she's made very denigrating statements about Nigeria, even after she became leader of the Conservative Party.
So, as I was saying, thank you for the reading. May God bless this one. But the truth has to be said, Oji.
Go ahead.
What she's doing, she's playing politics.
Yes.
That's just it. Yes. And I'm shocked that people can't see through all of
No, we
this.
see it.
After all of this shit she said, now she's pivoted to the war now criticizing socialism in Nigeria. And you saw Kemi is just a bloody hypocrite.
Yes. Okay.
Is Britain not a socialist nation? Do people go out and work in Britain? Don't they live on welfare? So what's the problem? Has socialism not done its own good in society?
Yeah.
So this lady like Dr. Bazet is just an anti-Jemima and Uncle Tom and all of that, you know. And if you go and read the article by Fani Kayode, he has really berated her for what she is.
Yeah.
She's just a social climber. She's been able to use this narrative. Why about she not going out to blame the right-wing nationalists that are causing chaos? Do you see what the right-wing nationalists they do in England?
Yeah.
How they assault people? Yeah. How they racially abuse people? How they cause riots in society?
Yeah.
But you know,
the spocesperson said that she's not here. She's not going to launder anybody's
Who goes to Okonjo where is good PR
but
for
you know,
Additional is good PR is there.
But you know,
Davido, Whiskey, they are good PR for us.
This diplomatic row, I don't know why it's necessary. I mean, Kemi has been speaking. Shettima felt the need to respond, but I liked what he said, and I like what he said. He said, you know, in India there's so much poverty, but you never saw Rishi Sunak come out to denigrate India the way Kemi Badenoch has done
on
so far.
On April 7, 1775, Samuel Johnson uttered a very famous quote, and he said that patriotism is the last refuge of the scoundrel. Now, Samuel Johnson was not saying don't love your country. It supported the idea of love of country. But what he was criticizing, the emphasis is on the word refuge. This group, there's something called group psychoanalysis, whereby people think, oh, all of us should take one position. And then the other, who is different in terms of opinion, is demonized. In other words, what I'm saying, you know, although it sounds theoretical, is that, look, people will always have different opinions. And what I said yesterday when you brought up this topic was to say simply that, yes, for every Kemi Badenoch, we thank God that there are many others who are abroad, who may have jackpot, who are still proud of their country. And that second, which is the point I made earlier today, I said, look, yes, if this is the situation, how do we take this as a challenge to make our country better so that some of our children who relocate abroad, who choose another aspect of their nationality, will not look back at their country and talk down on their country. I think this is a great country, as the Vice President pointed out, but all of us, we need to be in a situation where we'll be very proud of this country. And very briefly, you started with the man that was congratulating somebody. Now, I don't know who sent this to, okay, a friend sent this to me now. He says the man has apologized.
Okay, very good.
Below is the apology. He calls it an apology over my verbal slip.
Very good.
The recent video clip which has gone viral, in which I said, I congratulate the governor on the demise of his wife, has caused me great pain and consternation. That pain must have been caused by people on this table.
Some people.
And I will want to set the record straight.
Okay.
One, I regret the incidents. Is it incidents or incident? And offer my... I'm an editor. And offer my profound apologies to all those affected remotely and otherwise by this faux pas. Two, the interview was a long one and the main focus was the showcasing of Oshiomhole local government area's heritage at the Akwa Ibom State Christmas Village. The said clip was simply a tidbit of the entire interview. I'm not reading everything. Three, I had wanted to say, which was what you were helping him to say yesterday. I congratulate the governor on the successful and befitting burial of his wife.
Okay, fantastic.
And that was what I had in mind.
Yeah.
This was a clear case of a verbal slip. I jumped to the last paragraph. I apologize to the governor, Pastor Umar Eno, over this inadvertent error. I offer sincere apologies to my principal, the President of the Senate, whose office has been erroneously linked to this mistake. To my family and friends who may have also been embarrassed by this faux pas, I call for their understanding. It has been a very troubling time for me. Thank you. Udrak Udo. So please don't give him any more troubles.
No, Udrak. I love that. Udrak. No, he did fantastic. He, unlike other people that would make a mistake and then start looking for ways to do propaganda.
Are you trying to look
propaganda?
At, are you trying to look at
Udrak, you're doing well.
Things or Midwest things? What's wrong with you?
Well, I hope the governor will accept his apology. Well done, Udrak. No propaganda here.
Maybe tomorrow Okpebholo will also come out.
What did you mention?
Can we speak?
Okay. Please stop giving people trouble on this table.
Table shakers. Well, all right. We'll take another story then. Let's take another story.
Okay.
Thank you. The Senate on Wednesday honored the Governor of Edo State, Monday Okpebholo, with a valedictory session marking his transition from the Senate to the governorship. Well, during the session, led by Senate President Godswill Akpabio, the senator representing Edo North Central, Oshiomhole, was full of Okpebholo's praise. He described him as humble, committed, and intelligent, adding that Okpebholo may return to the Senate after serving 8 years as Edo State Governor. Let's take a look.
We are happy that in 30 days, Edo people are aware that there is a new governor in town. Humble, resourceful, committed, intelligent, few words, but maximum action. And His Excellency, the Okomo Senator, who knows, he might be coming back here after 8 years to come and complete his senatorial obligations. And I'm sure by then he will be richer in wisdom, in experience, and exposure. And he may just find this place the kind of place he should end his political career. Thank you so much for this privilege.
Distinguished Senator Oshiomhole, before you stop, I thought it was from your senatorial district.
No, sir.
Okay.
He's from Edo Central.
Okay, otherwise he may retire you when he comes back.
Sir, by the time he's coming back, I will have already retired.
Okay. So conclude.
Because if you add 8 years to So the current figure, I do not intend to do well. Well, I do not intend to do 3 times here.
All right. Okpebholo will do his full 2 tenures. That's what Oshiomhole has just gifted him at this moment. For free. But I mean, he's hailed him as intelligent, as, very committed, emphasis on everything.
Good with figures.
Dr. Abati, before we discuss, Okpebholo also, during the valedictory session, hailed Oshiomhole. He called him father. Let's take a look.
Allow me to extend my heartfelt thanks to the Senate President, the uncommon Senate President, His Excellency Godswill Akpabio. Your leadership has been remarkable. To the Deputy Senate President, Senator Barau Jibrin, your wisdom and presence have been guiding force. I also want to acknowledge all my distinguished colleagues in this Senate for their friendship, support, shared commitment to our great nation. A special mention goes to my father, leader, dependable Senator Adams Oshiomhole. Being from the same state, we share a bond that goes beyond politics. I know I can always count on you for advice as I take on my new responsibility. May God bless the Senate. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria, our Edo princess. Half Edo.
So some days I'm Lagos and some days I'm Edo, depending on what story it is. But yeah,
go ahead.
I mean, congratulations to him on his valedictory service from the Senate and going on to being governor. But let me start with what former Governor Adams Oshiomhole, now Senator Adams Oshiomhole, said. Yesterday I said it's really difficult to assess the performance of a man in just 30 days. Today is exactly 1 month after his inauguration, and the accolades and the praise seem a bit excessive. He hasn't even begun to work. I mean, one of his major achievements in the first 10 days was to rename or take back the name of the Ministry of Roads and Bridges to Ministry of Works. Is that an achievement? Inspection tours, saying I'm going to fix it, is that an achievement? Going around, still almost acting as if he's still campaigning, referring to the previous administration and his, the opposition party, is that an achievement? What the people want, and I'm not saying he cannot perform, what I'm saying is that it's too early to begin to, shower such praises on the man. Let him show working. The people elected him to work for the people of Edo State. So whilst yesterday we played that video of people hailing him best governor, it's too early. Let's assess the man based on actual work that he has done, not on promises, not on shows or displays of leadership, but actual leadership. That's what people are asking for. And referring to Adams Oshiomhole as his father, is his prerogative. He can worship him if he wants because of the role that he played, during his elections. But just to say that let's easy on the accolades.
All right. This issue of Oshiomhole gifting Okpebholo 2 terms.
Yes, well, look, the thing about democracy is that, democracy can throw up all sorts. Now, a people, in choosing their own leaders, have the right to make mistakes. If they see that they have made mistakes, democracy also, self-corrects because it gives the people an opportunity to make another choice. What we find surprising here in Nigeria is that certain persons will just constitute themselves into the overlord in certain areas of life across the country. Now, it's the people of Edo State that ordered for a governor, as I said yesterday. This is what they got, and this is what they will live with for the next 4 years. Yep. Now, when that next cycle of election comes, it is the Edo people that should decide. Yes. But Senator Oshiomhole has already said after he completes his 2 terms, he will come to the Senate. He has not even started. He's already a brilliant, humble governor. The people of Edo State, they are not looking for humility. They want a governor that can make a difference in their lives, that can fix all those bad roads that have been there, even since Senator Oshiomhole left office. Yeah. That's what the people want. They want employment. They want, good governance. Now, as for him to, after he's been governor, Senator Oshiomhole was saying, you may even still come back to the Senate. They've turned the Senate of Nigeria into a retirement home for people who have been governors, including both successful and failed governors. Yes, that is something we have to address here.
Yes, absolutely.
It's not a remand home for governors, failed and successful. Yes. No, it should be a place where we have serious-minded people who want to move this country forward. Well, if Okpebholo calls Senator Oshiomhole father, I think it was one in 1971. Yeah, Senator Oshiomhole should be old enough to be his father. We're in Africa. We are Africans. So, and Senator Oshiomhole is a father, truly. Yes. So I don't have any problem with that. Yeah. But all this action governor, you will finish 2 terms, you will come to Senate when you finish. Really? Where are the people of Edo State?
Exactly. Rufy.
With due respect, what 2 of you are saying is story.
Yes.
As far as I'm concerned,
what?
My only comment on this matter is Akpakomisa.
Well, all right. Story.
Isaiah Mabidi. All you say, I say electoral integrity, national development story.
Well, let's
Akpakomisa.
We pray for Nigeria. Let's just keep
doing that. The man is not comfortable with the English language. Look, they can get him an interpreter. He can speak Benin. When he speaks in Benin, they interpret.
Correct.
In English language.
Correct.
It's not a problem. Look at how he was even struggling with that script.
Or pidgin. At least pidgin is.
Oh, okay, maybe pidgin.
Well, all right. No, pidgin is not acceptable. Please.
It's not.
Can you please allow us? Either our language or perfect English. Finish. Speak. Yeah. Go ahead.
Akpakomisa.
All right. Well, all right.
Translate that for the benefit of people who are not from Edo State.
Yes.
Tell us.
They know. Well, all right. We'll take another story. In Abuja, the ongoing demolition of homes and communities in the Federal Capital Territory on the orders of FCT Minister Nyesom Wike have sparked protests. Well, on Wednesday, residents of Life Camp voiced their anger over the revocation of their land interests, calling the action illegal. Videos circulating on social media show FCT officials arriving with a bulldozer to carry out demolitions, but faced stiff resistance from the community. Let's take a look.
They have come with the bulldozer to come and destroy the property. Everybody, please come out.
Come out, open the gate. Wait. Oh. You will kill us, oh. You will kill me. Open the gate. Video, bring out your phone, video. The world will see what's going on.
Look, we have an order of court. Everybody is watching. This is streaming on Arise. It's streaming on Arise. It's streaming on the news. Everybody is watching. It's streaming on Arise. You want to destroy? We're taking pictures of you and making. It's streaming on Arise video. Look at them. No, take their pictures now. It's streaming on Arise. You will come and destroy now. Look at. They came today to come and destroy. You people want to destroy. It's a lie. Where are you going to? Come and destroy.
Nice people. Criminals.
The fear of Arise is the beginning of wisdom. It's really, basically. It wasn't streaming on Arise. It really wasn't streaming on Arise. But of course, they used Arise to usher them out of their community. Well, all right. Meanwhile, activist Martins Vincent Oshe, popularly known as Very Dark Man, shared a video during his visit to the community that revoked the land, which he said originally belonged to a late prominent military officer. Very Dark Man said the officer's family has been occupying the land since 1984 and alleged that the FCT minister revoked the land and reallocated it to his associates. Let's take a look.
Behind me is the estate where Wike is trying to forcefully collect. Now, these people have been here since 1984, where they have allocated this land to them. They have the papers, they have all the legal documents. And Wike woke up one morning and said he has revoked the land, that the land is vacant. And now he has allocated it to this person. Now, I have the RFO and the CFO to the people he allocated it to. He allocated it to Saravera Nigerian Limited, which they contacted them, they are not in existence. These same Saravera are allegedly the people that are currently managing Wike's hotel in Port Harcourt. Now, the other person that has a big share in the whole of this thing is the head and the leader of the minority in House of Reps in the name of Kingsley Chinda. The person that owns this land, the person that have the legal document of this land, passed on just 4 years ago. This man was the first cadet in the Nigerian Defense Academy. If this kind of thing can happen to him after he passed, after the service, if it can happen to him, you that is a current colonel, current general, current whatever thing, and you cannot open your mouth to talk against this injustice that Wike wants to do here, mind you, tomorrow will be your turn.
Rufai.
Okay, very well. So this matter, we had a very important guest yesterday, Madam Richard Lori Ogebo, and she was here to talk about all of this. And she also made most of these allegations. In fact, like I was just telling you, that the matter of land grabbing is something that should be investigated. And Natasha Akpoti, Senator representing Kogi, has also raised that matter in the Senate. And I think we should amplify it. We need to make very, very strong investigations. I remember me telling Madam Icharoni Ogwebo yesterday that when she said, oh, the companies were linked to Wike and all that, I said she should provide proof. So that we have had evidence to be able to say, okay, this is the case as regards this. But it is very sad. You see, we keep talking about investors not wanting to come. And these are the problems. We keep talking about challenges with investing in the real estate sector. If this can be done to somebody of that caliber in this country, how about a case where an external person, for instance, a real estate investor out of New York says, I want to come and invest in Nigeria. And guess what he does? He buys land, and all of this happens, and he loses money. He's going to chase him away. And that's why I say the failure of Nigeria can also be attributed to government and government officials. That's why investigation should be done as regards this. Because in all of this, now we're having government officials that are very bullish. They will say, when we talk about these things, that, oh, this, you don't want the interest of the country. But these are things that are happening that government officials themselves should fix. And it's not that we're doing any vainglory, as regards to Rise TV. I mean, that was just out of it. But we should have a society that government officials can respect the sanctity of contracts, and people will not be bullied because people have some level of personal interest, as alleged in some quarters.
All right. All right. Quickly.
I wanted to just say something. That number one, the FCTA and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, both as legal entities, as legal personalities, are not above the laws of the land. This is a very touchy issue because property is very important to people. When we had the Chief Mrs. Rita Lori Ogwebo here yesterday, she kept talking about the legacy of her husband, a man who fought during the Civil War, who helped to, contribute to the making of a united Nigeria, and also about the inheritance of her children. And she was saying, look, she has a responsibility to protect her husband's legacy. I guess the same is for other persons who are involved in this revocation of rights of occupancy, certificates of occupancy, and whose properties have been threatened by demolition. Now, I started by saying the FCTA, the minister himself, they are both not above the laws of Nigeria. Persons that I agree should rush very quickly. I know go to court in Nigeria looks like a political thing, but the law still works. People can get a restraining order, and if they have, a proper documentation, as has been pointed out by those arguing the matter, they should just go to court and say, you cannot demolish somebody's land illegally. Look at the cost, look at the pain. And then where issues of integrity are involved, with the minister being accused of taking land from people and giving to his cronies, he owes the public an explanation.
All right.
And it's only the court of law that can determine that. And I'm sure people will get justice if they pursue it.
All right. We'll follow up on the story. Well, let's now switch gears to highlight these philanthropic efforts. One of the factories belonging to Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, the Dangote Cement, has presented a check of 16 million naira in scholarships to 120 students in Ogun State as part of activities to mark its 2024 Community Day. Well, in a statement, the company said it's committed to improving the lives of residents of its host communities, describing them as key partners in achieving its target goals of championing economic prosperity for national development. The company is based in the Edo North local government area of Ogun State. I mean, we are seeing this amazing gesture from a company. In the same vein, a police officer, DSP Faith Okwego, has paid students school fees and donated stationaries to Ezechima Grammar School in Obiona Onitsha, North local government area of Delta State. This act of generosity brought immense joy to the principal, teachers, and students who lauded the officer for her timely intervention in addressing the school's needs. The principal expressed heartfelt gratitude to DSP Okwego, describing her actions as a rare and commendable example of community service. She also called on other well-meaning individuals to support the school. I mean, this is completely amazing. Yeah. Now we're seeing a police officer. How much money does she have? It's such a beautiful story. Yes. How much do they pay these people? Yes. But she's able to go in there and donate. And I want to use this medium to also call on individuals. It's not just the Dangotes of our time, or just us individuals. Go ahead, or the Otedolas. Really, really commendable. Kudos to the police officer and kudos to the Dangote cement factory. In Ogun State, your state. Well, all right. Now let's take our final story. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Wednesday received his German counterpart, President Frank-Walter Steinmeier, at the State House in Abuja, where he assured the president that Nigeria's doors were open for business. The German president, who is in Nigeria on an official visit to strengthen business and cultural ties and to express Germany's appreciation of Nigeria, also visited the Nike Art Gallery in Lagos to celebrate the beauty of art and cultural exchange. He was received by distinguished guests, including the chairman of This Day and Arise Media Group, Prince Nduka Obagbena, and was treated to a cultural dance.
But one thing has remained the same: the relations between the two federal republics of Nigeria and of Germany still built on strong ties, not only in politics, trade, and investments. They also build on a vibrant cultural exchange and the vivid cooperation between Nigerian and German artists, academics, and scientists. I have just learned that no other African country sends more students to study in Germany than Nigeria. Many of you, dear guests, are in some way or the other actors in these various areas that connect our countries, like textile artists. You are busy knitting the ties and waving the nets that bind our two countries and societies together.
Beautiful ceremony. I was there yesterday. It's great to see this sort of bilateral relations with Germany and Nigeria. And I loved what he said about Nigerians. The biggest student exchange program is from Nigerians to Germany. Well, I'd love to thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. Well, that's all I have for you guys. On What's Trending today, I'll see you tomorrow.